In a world facing environmental collapse, it's easy to feel hopeless. But what if I told you there are countries out there actually doing it right? Countries that are reversing climate damage, building green cities, and making clean energy the standard, not the exception. This list is backed by data from the 2024 Environmental Performance Index, developed by Yale and Columbia Universities, the Climate Change Performance Index, and the Sustainable Development Goals Report by the UN's SDSN. These 10 countries are not just ranking high, they're setting the gold standard for what a sustainable future can look like. Let's count down the 10 most sustainable countries in the world, 2025 edition, and uncover the remarkable facts that make them climate champions. Estonia, the small Baltic nation with big green ambitions. In recent years, Estonia has transformed itself into a digital-first, eco-conscious powerhouse. Ranked number one in the Environmental Performance Index for 2024, this country is blending tech and nature like no other. Did you know? Estonia was the first country in the world to offer 100% digital public services, reducing paper use and slashing government emissions. But that's not all. Estonia is investing heavily in peatland restoration, ecosystems that trap carbon more efficiently than forests. By re-wetting and rewilding these areas, they're turning past pollution zones into powerful carbon sinks. Tiny, wealthy, and incredibly green, Luxembourg punches far above its weight. In 2020, it made global headlines by becoming the first country on Earth to offer free public transport nationwide. Buses, trains, trams, all 100% free. That move slashed private vehicle usage in cities and encouraged eco-friendly commuting for its citizens and cross-border workers alike. Here's something most people don't know. Luxembourg is also investing over 30% of its national budget into climate and biodiversity, funding everything from smart grid upgrades to wildlife corridor expansions. Its cities are designed around green roofs, solar mandates on new buildings, and walkable, bike-friendly spaces. It's a vision of eco-urbanism done right. From coal smoke to clean skies, the UK's sustainability journey is one of dramatic transformation. Once home to the world's first industrial smokestacks, the UK is now racing toward net zero by 2050. Here's the stat that'll surprise you. As of 2024, over 40% of the UK's electricity comes from wind power, thanks to a network of offshore wind farms along the North Sea. That's enough to power more than 19 million homes. The UK has also passed legally binding carbon budgets, setting hard limits on national emissions every 5 years, something very few countries enforce. Plus, cities like London are implementing ultra-low emission zones, where the most polluting vehicles are banned entirely. Air quality has improved dramatically. Austria is where mountain beauty meets renewable brilliance. With the Alps as its backdrop, this country generates over 75% of its electricity from renewables, primarily hydropower from alpine rivers. Even small villages are energy self-sufficient. More impressively, Austria has one of the lowest per capita carbon footprints in the developed world, and its building codes require nearly zero energy standards for all new construction. They're also leaders in organic farming, with over 25% of all farmland certified organic, one of the highest rates globally. In Austria, clean living isn't a trend. It's a way of life passed down through generations. Switzerland, a nation known for its clocks and chocolate, now gaining fame for something else: flawless sustainability. This alpine country has a waste-to-energy program so effective that less than 1% of its trash ends up in landfills. The rest, either recycled or converted to energy. Here's what sets Switzerland apart. They've mastered green federalism, allowing cantons, regions, to develop localized climate strategies while adhering to national goals. They also protect over 30% of their land area as forest, park, or protected habitat, maintaining one of the highest biodiversity indexes in Europe. Every Swiss citizen is part of a country that treats sustainability as precision engineering, just like their watches. Norway is the electric vehicle capital of the world, and that's no exaggeration. In 2024, a staggering 82% of all new cars sold in Norway were fully electric. Gasoline cars? Nearly phased out. But Norway's green journey goes far beyond the road. The country gets 98% of its electricity from renewable hydropower, thanks to its mountainous terrain and abundant rivers. Even its oil wealth, yes, Norway still exports oil, is being redirected into one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds, which is now being used to invest in green technologies and support climate research. They're literally turning oil money into climate action. Germany's Energiewende, or energy transition, is one of the most ambitious climate transformations on the planet. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Germany now generates over 50% of its electricity from renewables, and it's shutting down nuclear and coal plants while boosting onshore wind and community solar cooperatives. They've invested billions into energy storage, grid modernization, and climate-smart agriculture. On top of that, train travel is exploding, with a new €49 per month nationwide public transport pass making rail travel cheaper and greener than driving. Germany is showing the world. Industrial powerhouses can go green and stay strong doing it. Denmark is redefining sustainability, not just as policy, but as culture. In Copenhagen, more people commute by bike than by car, even in the snow. In fact, over 75% of the city's residents commute sustainably. Here's why Denmark ranks so high. By 2030, the country is targeting a 70% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions compared to 1990 levels. That's one of the most aggressive targets in the world. Their offshore wind farms don't just power Denmark. They export green energy to neighbors across Europe. This is a country that treats climate responsibility as national identity, and it shows. Sweden has long been ahead of the curve, and now it's miles ahead. They introduced a carbon tax back in 1991, and today it's one of the highest in the world. Yet their economy grew while emissions shrank. Here's the magic formula. Sweden combines clean energy, mostly hydro and wind, with smart urban design. Cities like Stockholm are pioneering eco-districts, where homes produce more energy than they consume. The country recycles nearly 100% of its household waste, and whatever can't be reused is converted into district heating to warm homes sustainably. At number 1, Finland, the most sustainable country in the world in 2025. This Nordic leader ranks number 1 on the SDG Index for Sustainable Development. And it's not hard to see why. Here's what makes Finland different. It protects over 75% of its water systems, and its forests cover more than 73% of the country, many of them certified for sustainable logging and carbon capture. They've made climate education part of the national curriculum, so children grow up learning about climate, biodiversity, and circular economies. Finland is proving that sustainability isn't a program, it's a mindset. These 10 countries are not perfect, but they're proving that sustainability is more than a buzzword. It's a blueprint, a plan, a path forward. They show us what's possible when politics, technology, and people align around one common goal, protecting the only home we have. So now the question is, which country do you think is doing it best? And more importantly, what can we all learn from them? Like this video if it gave you hope. Comment your favorite country or a green policy you wish your country would adopt. Subscribe for more global deep dives, because the future is already happening, and it's greener than you think.